The conflict with Venezuela continues. In fact, the State Department has issued a travel warning to Americans, urging them to avoid any and all travel to Venezuela. In fact, the advisory says the following: do not travel to Venezuela due to crime, civil unrest, poor health infrastructure, and arbitrary arrest and detention of U.S. citizens. Venezuelan authorities may not notify the U.S. Embassy of the detention of a U.S. citizen, and consular access to detainees may be denied or severely delayed. I'm glad that they issued this because I do believe that it's correct. Nicolas Maduro is going to want to retaliate against Donald Trump. The Trump administration has just implemented sanctions against Venezuela, specifically their oil company, their state-owned oil company. And so would he want to retaliate against Americans? Sure, I don't think it's far-fetched to think so. But the situation is devolving rather quickly, and there is some fear that there could be military intervention, especially since both Bolton and Trump have said that military intervention is on the table.
And Bolton was caught with a note on his notepad that said 5,000 troops to Colombia. That sounds ominous. You know, Bolton's a sneaky dude with a very sneaky mustache. And I wonder if he wrote that and then had it facing out on purpose so the press could see it as a threat. But it's not important. It's speculation either way. But obviously them saying, yeah, no, we're considering military options is important because that's crazy. What are we going to do, invade Venezuela? But it's Trump and Bolton. You never know. Buckle up. Now, the good news is the Russians are on Venezuela's side. So why is that good news? Because Trump might get a call soon and go, I meant Venezuela's actually kind of awesome. And I don't, did I say I don't like Maduro? I mean, hey, dude won an election. Okay. Which, by the way, is not necessarily the case.
No, yeah, it was a rigged election, that's clear. Violence erupted on the Venezuelan border with Colombia as humanitarian aid was blocked into the country. Now, of course, there's hyperinflation in the country. People are going hungry, and as a result, there's been an effort by the United States to try to get humanitarian aid into Venezuela. Now, of course, it's fine to question the real intentions of the United States, which we will get to in just a minute. But to give you the details on what's currently happening, the latest news over the weekend, Maduro has decided to break diplomatic ties with Colombia. Maduro loyalists have also clashed with the opposition's efforts to deliver this humanitarian aid. Unfortunately, 2 protesters were killed along the Brazil border with Venezuela. And also Guaido, who is the opposition leader here, has agreed to meet with Vice President Pence in Colombia. So that's just quick bullet points over what's currently happening. Jorge Ramos and his team were detained in Venezuela during an interview with Nicolas Maduro. Now, the allegations indicate that they were detained following questioning, a line of questioning that Maduro did not like, and also the fact that Jorge Ramos had showed a video that Maduro did not like. Now, we're going to pull up the video in question right now and keep our mics up because I want to talk through it. But essentially, the video shows young Venezuelan men eating garbage, like eating food that they're finding through a garbage truck. And, you know, I think it's an important video for someone like Nicolas Maduro to see. It's not as if he doesn't know that his people are going hungry, but he clearly did not appreciate being shown this video. He didn't appreciate the line of questioning from Jorge Ramos, and as a result, they were immediately detained. Now, luckily, they were eventually let go, and they were deported back to the United States. And according to what Jorge Ramos had to say, he tried to block the video with his hand, and he stood up and walked away. Okay. And then he also says they robbed us of our work, they robbed us of our equipment. They don't want the world to see what happens when their leader is questioned.
So Jorge Ramos, you know him as the guy that Trump had thrown out of a press conference in 2016 because he asked questions out of turn. He wouldn't wait his turn to ask questions. And so he got thrown out. And now he just came back from Venezuela, where he was confronting Maduro, right? So he works for Univision, and he showed this. Here's a video he showed. He took video of people eating out of a garbage truck in Venezuela, and apparently he showed it to Maduro. So this is the, you see this? This is the video. Now, I'm going to challenge the veracity of this video, because there's a lot of people standing around watching this. Why would that be happening? Why would that be happening? Right? Aaron, have you seen this video?
I have seen this video, and you know, I was just in Venezuela, and I saw people digging through the garbage, and you know, it's always sad to see, but to suggest, as the media has it, this is like uniquely emblematic of what's going on in Venezuela. I mean, it's happening all over the world. I mean, I'm in LA right now. I haven't been here in a while, and I was shocked at seeing
right?
the homeless encampments just on many streets.
On every corner and under every bridge. You go downtown, it's unbelievable. It's like Mad Max down there.
Yeah, I was going to say, I see this pretty much every day.
Every day I see this in Los Angeles.
Every day, yeah.
So he's pretending that this is only happening in Venezuela.
Exactly.
Or he's also pretending that this is what's happening everywhere in Venezuela.
Exactly. So imagine a Venezuelan journalist coming to the U.S., filming, you know, the homeless encampments in L.A., people on the street, and then using that, confronting Donald Trump with that, and then the Venezuelan media using that as part of a propaganda war to install Nancy Pelosi or somebody as president. You know, so it's like, so it's like, sure. I mean, poverty everywhere is terrible, but like to use this for propaganda purposes is really shameful. It exploits the people who they film, and it's just, and it is also acting as basically an arm of regime change.
Yes.
And there's something really, it's just despicable.
So there's a lot of pieces that are missing from this image as well, you know, because they're not examining the sanctions against Venezuela.
Right. So again, what led to a big part of what led to Venezuela's economic problems is two-pronged. The United States sanctions on them, and remember, sanctions aren't there to help the people or bring democracy. Sanctions are imposed on a country to bring that country to its knees, so then we can then install our own leaders. That's what it's there for, and then our corporations can take their natural resources. You know that Venezuela has more oil than Saudi Arabia. So as soon as I heard that, I knew Trump had to bring them some democracy.
They took away our cell phones, and just last night at 1 a.m. They gave me back my cell phone, but my cell phone has no contact.
Mr. Ramos,
Let me finish a couple of questions in English.
any plans to confront Marco Rubio about his threat to kill Nicolas Maduro by posting pictures of him and Gaddafi? Any plans to confront Marco Rubio about his threats of military invasion, or to confront Donald Trump about the sanctions on Venezuela?
What I can tell you is that many people here in the United States supporting what we were doing, and that Marco Rubio, Vice President Pence, and many others were supporting what we were doing over there.
So you were acting on their behalf and you're accepting their support. No plans to confront Marco Rubio and calling for the murder of Nicolas Maduro.
I have been, it's interesting what you're saying, because I have been a journalist for more than 30 years, an independent journalist. And everybody who knows me knows what happened with Donald Trump. Do you remember what happened with Donald Trump?
Yes, it was, you know, the questions were great. If I had done that at a press conference, though, I'd probably been speaking out of turn.
So it is very clear that I had
no plans to confront Marco Rubio about calling for killing Nicolas Maduro, an elected leader.
I'll do all the questions that need to be made.
Will you ask Marco Rubio why he called for the murder of Nicolas Maduro? Yes or no?
No, I'll ask all the politicians the tough questions. I have demonstrated in the past that I asked the tough questions to President Trump. I've demonstrated that I've asked the tough questions to Nicolas Maduro, and I keep on asking to anyone,
including Marco Rubio, about calling for the killing of Nicolas Maduro.
I'll ask anyone the tough questions to anyone.
So you will do so.